Stampers, and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I'm going to show you some more amazing items that you can create with your work of art stamp set. This stamp set is just amazing. I know the images look so abstract and random, and you might look at this and go, why would I want to stamp with that? But I'm going to show you some ways that you're going to want to stamp with it, and let me tell you, by the end of this video, you'll be buying this stamp set if you don't already have it. It is so much fun to play with, and there's so many different items that you can create. So let's get started. First, I'm going to show you this little tree here. This tree was created with two of the images from the stamp set. It used the long image here that I used with chocolate chip, so I went ahead and stamped that one down in the center, and I fell off a little bit. I didn't use the whole length of it. And then I used some of my garden green ink, and I used this image. And as you can see, I just kind of swooped from side to side, and then with this one, I swooped again the other way, and that's how I created that adorable tree. You can create that for a great man card. You could always take some dazzling details in the real red and add little ornaments all over and make it look like a little Christmas tree. It can be used for so many different ways. So now I'm going to show you this one. Look how fabulous that is. Now this one I'll go ahead and I'll show you how I created that one. It's super simple and super fabulous and so much fun to do too. So you're going to start with a piece of Whisper White cardstock. You can either use a package of note cards and envelopes that you can purchase, or you can just take a piece of Whisper White cardstock and cut it in half in either 4 1/4 or 5 1/2, whichever you prefer. I'm actually going to be using Pear Pizzazz ink for that top stem, and then Blackberry Bliss for that bottom portion. For the top stem, I actually used this image here, and with that image, I'm just going to ink it up in the Pear Pizzazz and stamp it one way, and then turn it over and stamp it the other way. And then just to get a little bit more so it doesn't look like just a straight piece, I'm just going to stamp a few more times, just kind of angled up a little bit without re-inking, and then that kind of gives that lighter and darker shaded look. Then I'm going to take the dot, and that's this one here, and I'm going to ink it up in Blackberry Bliss and just start stamping all over. And just keep stamping quite a few different times so you get those various shades of grapes. And just keep filling in and overlapping and going all over. Oh, it looks like I might have got a little bit on my finger, so I have a little bit there, but I'll just add a greeting there, of course. And then that'll fill in perfectly. And it looks like, well, no, I'll go ahead and do a dark one down there. But if you start to notice that you have too many dark ones and not enough light ones, you can always stamp off and then maybe even stamp a second time, because you just want just a few more light ones, just like that. How fabulous is that? And then you can always add a greeting just for you, thank you, birthday, or anything like that. Quick, simple, and super amazing. Now I want to show you another piece of fruit, and that is this adorable one. How cute is that little piece there? Again, I'm just going to start with a piece of Whisper White, but this time we're going to use Pear Pizzazz, and then we're going to use Strawberry Slush. I'm going to go back and I'm going to use this large image here for that bottom piece. So I'm going to ink that up in Pear Pizzazz and stamp it upside down so it's swooping up. And then I'm actually going to take this large image here and ink that up in Strawberry Slush. And it doesn't matter that they don't overlap or touch or anything like that. You're perfectly fine. After all, it's made with love, not perfection. That was one of my stampers who told me that amazing saying, and I love it. And again, I overlapped a little bit there, but that's perfectly fine. So now it looks like a watermelon, but it's a seedless watermelon. And while some of us like to eat seedless watermelon, I want mine to look a little bit more like a watermelon. So I'm taking my flower from my itty bitty punch pack. And so I'm just going to punch out a few flowers in basic black cardstock, so just from a little scrap piece. And then I'm going to cut the flower petals off, kind of going at a point there. So you can see here, I'll grab another piece of Whisper White cardstock. So you can see there. So I just cut towards a point, towards the center of that flower to get that little petal to come off. And then now he looks like a little seed. And you just keep going until you have as many seeds as you prefer to have and adhere those on. Super cute, super fabulous, and super simple. Okay, now I want to show you another one. We're going to keep out the strawberry slush, and we're also going to be adding some of our Blushing Bride and our Wisteria Wonder to make this adorable butterfly here. And I will start out with the base of my butterfly there. So again, here's our piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to start out with the line. I think the line will probably be easier, and then the dot. So the line and the dot, which are the base here, are done in strawberry slush. And we'll just add that dot right there at the top, and that's the base of our butterfly. And then we're actually going to do these wings next. So the wings were done with Blushing Bride, and I'm actually going to grab a scrap piece of paper here. So to make it a little different, I'm using a piece of green scrap paper, and I'm just going to cover up a little bit of that stem so that this piece doesn't actually stamp over. So then I'm going to ink this up and stamp at an arch going to the side, turn it upside down and stamp at another arch, allowing a little bit of like a oval there. Here's your oval right there. So there's one wing, and then now we're going to go to the other side and do the exact same thing. Cover up a little bit there, stamp our arch, flip it over and stamp our other arch. And there you have your butterfly wings. And then we're going to take this image here and fill in with our Wisteria Wonder. So we're just going to stamp on the inside of those two arches that you created, and then angled down for your lower petals of your butterfly there. Then I just took a marker to do the little antennas that you can see there on that butterfly. You could create this butterfly in yellows, oranges, blues, browns, pinks, whatever color you would like, as they're super fabulous, super cute, and what little girl wouldn't love to receive that as a birthday card? I think lots of them would. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and how cute is this little tic-tac-toe? So to create that one, this time I'm actually going to be using Real Red, and I'll be using some of the strawberry slush. Here I use Bermuda Bay and Melon Mambo, but I just started out with the long piece here, and stamp down, scoot over a little, stamp down again. And then now we'll do our crisscross going the other way. So now you have your grid, and then I took the heart image, this one here, and stamped the flowers. And actually I think I've decided instead of strawberry slush, I'm going to use basic black. So here with our basic black, I'm just going to stamp 3 little hearts. And kind of rock them this way and that so that they're not all straight. And how cute is that? That would be so perfect for a Valentine's Day card. Quick, simple, and super cute. The next one I'm going to show you is actually going to be this adorable one. And this one uses many of the images through the stamp set, and you can do this in lots of different colors. For this one, I used Lost Lagoon, Bermuda Bay, and Pacific Point. And I also used the brown chocolate chip that I used in that first tree as well. So again, we'll start with a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm actually, that one already had a stamp on the back, so this one we'll use this, and we'll start off with our water on the bottom, and this uses the chevron image, and I stamped that in Lost Lagoon. So just ink that up, and you're going to stamp that at the bottom. And this piece of cardstock that I'm using is cardstock. This one is a note card and envelope. So this one I'm going to try to line it up and do 2 stamps to go all the way across. Whereas with this one, there's just a little smidge on either side. So it actually fits perfectly with the note card and envelope. But this one I didn't want that much white showing. So there we have our bottom piece for that. Then I'm going to do the little swoop, and that was done in Pacific Point. And that bottom swoop just sits right on top of your waves there. And then I'm going to do this swoop here because that's the exact same color. And so that just goes up like that. And then we'll need to clean this so that we can do that third swoop, which is that one there. And that one was done in Bermuda Bay. So now we'll open up our Bermuda Bay and ink the swoop up. And this swoop actually doesn't curve this way, it goes in. So you'll want to curve it like this, and then now you have that curve like the sail on the sailboat. So now we're going to do that center stem, which holds your sail up. I'm not a sailor, so I don't really know the true terms, and we're doing that one in chocolate chip. And so there's your sail. Of course, if you didn't want that overlap there on the bottom, again, you could always just bring in a piece of scrap paper and kind of layer that on top there. For the clouds there, I just took my Bermuda Bay and this image here and stamped off, and then just kind of lightly stamped around up top there to kind of give those clouds a little light fluffy look there. This one is super cute for a little boy, for a baby shower. It could be used for so many different cards. So there's another fabulous idea. Okay, and the last one I'm going to show you is this beautiful one. How amazing is this card? Super elegant, super fabulous, so rustic, perfect for a man card, a sympathy card, or just about any card. And it was super simple as well. So again, I'm just going to pull out my Whisper White cardstock. You could also use note cards and envelopes. And I'm going to use the long image. So I'm going to use this one here, and I'm going to start with my Mossy Meadow ink. So with the Mossy Meadow ink, you're just going to ink it up really good, and then you're going to start at the bottom, stamp, move up a little, stamp, move up a little, stamp, move up a little, stamp. So you're going to want them to be fairly close together there, but not super, like, you know, they can overlap a little. If the more they overlap, the more you might want to stamp a few more images, and you can stamp as many as you want. As you can see, this one I did 4, this one I did 3. So it all depends on which you prefer. Then I'm going to clean it and then ink it up with my Lost Lagoon. Then with your Lost Lagoon, you're going to start with your darkest color there right below, or right above, I'm sorry, right above the Mossy Meadow. So you're going to stamp, lift a little, stamp, stamp, and just keep lifting and moving and stamping up. And with this one, I went pretty high. Here I did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. This time I did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I did it 7 as well. Apparently I'm pretty consistent with that. Then for the tree image, I used the Lovely as a Tree stamp set, and I used this image down here with that long row of trees, and I used chocolate chip. So I'm just going to ink up those trees in chocolate chip, and you'll stamp them right there at that top of that green. So this one, my dark green, is a lot lower. There's a little bit more room between the two, but it doesn't matter. They all look fabulous, and everybody's is going to come out different each time. So how adorable is that? Love it. Just another wonderful way to use your work of art stamp set. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial using the fabulous work of art stamp set, and you can see how many wonderful different things that you can make with this one single stamp set and a few of your ink pads. I hope you check out more photos at laurastamppad.com, and be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and would like to see more using the work of art stamp set. Happy stamping! Bye-bye.